Shout outs to the after party. Shallow and light. Play Talk Radio.
$20 for the bill, how to spend my whole check. I think you're confused about what we have. It's easy for me to forget. Yeah, those words I never said. I like it shallow and light. I like the cup with the Sprite. I like it more than you and I like it shallow.
What is up? It's the kid, Young Cool Man. I'm definitely back in the building. Alright, so I'm gonna give y'all some Saturday night game, man. We're gonna talk about dating.
We can both agree you're right.
Hopefully,
Let's just move on, leave behind.
to progress later on in the show. I was talking to my friend earlier, but anywho, I want to play a clip for you guys. And I applaud this brother, but then I didn't even get to hear the rest of it. But I'm gonna comment through this clip. So we have a brother here, and the headline says, oh, I forgot to tell you what the topic of the show tonight. Tonight's topic of the show, we're gonna talk about the relationship of dating. And we're going to talk about how, urban relationships for millennials have turned into a business structure. We're working on a business structure now, overall in dating. So this needs to, when I say this, what needs to go off in your head is to adjust your mind to more of a business setting when it comes to dating. And I'm going to talk about how, relationships for urban millennials have turned into a business structure, and how, dates are synonymous with job interviews. So we're going to go over those, those examples tonight. Shout outs to the after party, man. That's my man. That's one of my favorite artists, man. I swear to God. So listen. Let's get into this clip, man. So I fucks with this brother, but then cause what he said was some sensible shit. And for anybody out here that takes Lyft or Uber, what he said was and understand how it works. What he said was some sensible shit, but then, see, the last show that I did, I was breaking down simp behavior and everything. And I'm trying to tell you, ladies, it is out here. I'm trying to tell you, and this is gonna, kind of tie into it. But he started getting into some sidebar shit. And fellas and ladies that are, that would like to say they're a part of my audience, I really appreciate that. And that are listening and that's genuinely listening to what I have to say. They sidestep all my jokes and stuff. A lot of the shit I'm saying is satire. There's a lot of satire shit, but at the same time, it's some real shit. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm really serious about my shit, but I'm goofy, so, I will tell you a joke, but I'm dead serious behind it. A lot of seriousness are in jokes, but I appreciate you guys fucking with me. But this is what I'm trying to say. He says some real shit, and then he gets into some pandering simp shit. And when guys use this language, you have to understand it's coming from a female dialect. It's something to appeal to a certain type of woman to make it seem a certain way. So this nigga thought about what he wanted to say before he did this video. And they start using words like misogynist and, chauvinist and all these feminism words, these upper echelon, these quote-unquote upper echelon broad words that they like to use when they get into fucking debates and shit, And he said some real shit when it comes down to Lyft, but I want you guys to peep. And I stopped it from there. I didn't hear the rest of it, but I stopped it from there. And I said I was going to do a show on this, touching on this. So I want you to listen to this clip, and I'm going to show y'all where he flips it, because he pre-recorded this video. He knew broads were going to listen to this video because he did the right thing. He did some white knight shit. But where he tried to get brownie points in is to he made a whole bunch of blanket statements and try to fit the agenda. So let's get into it. Let's get into this clip. Okay. All right, let's go.
Yo, so today I had a lady, well, two women brought their friend out to the car. Their friend is highly intoxicated. She's out of it, drunk, she couldn't even walk by herself.
And I agree with the first half.
They ordered a lift, and they said, hey, here's her key and her apartment number. Could you make sure that she gets home safely? While I do believe they had great intent, I did deny the request once I found out what it was, because my thing is, one, I think that's, even though I won't rape or sexually assault this lady, I do think that as a friend, that's putting your friend in the possibility of great danger. Two, I also had to protect myself, because it's like, I don't know, this lady may wake up and she's had a traumatic experience and this could trigger her, you know? And so I did deny the ride, and I ended up saying, hey, if y'all want to ride with her, I would definitely take y'all out, and I'll even, you know, cut the fee for heading back, you know, if the money is a problem, you know? They didn't want to do that, so I said, well, I can call another Lyft and maybe y'all can do it with them, or they can do something, but I don't feel safe with this. Or I can call the local authorities if y'all just like anti all that, you dig? So I guess I was like wanting to be mindful. One, I think we should.
First of all, why would you call the authorities? Why would you call the cops? Never mind.
Live in a world to where men can hold themselves accountable and not touch women, not sexually.
And then this is the thing, where men can hold themselves accountable and not touch women. Who said anything about males doing something? Of course, I understand you have to make sure you get this girl in the house safe. But see, ladies, this is where the shit turns. Listen to his choice of language. He's using this to pander and get more women. Listen to this shit.
Harass women, not rape women, not follow women, not street harass.
Not rape women, not follow women, not street harass women. Street harass? That's a feminine term. They brought, feminism, they brought up this whole term of street harassment. You know, when guys catcall and do all this shit on the street and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know sometimes it gets annoying, but they brought this up. And see, this was going to be a form of stop and frisk. But let's get into it. It was a civil case. I think a civil or a judicial case. I don't know what the fuck type of case. It was a case in New York. But I already know off the bat, as a real man, he's swindling you with talking about even the term street harassment.
Women not do any of these things. However, we don't live in that perfect world. So women, when you are out, and even brothers too, us too, please take these safety precautions to protect your friends. If they're highly intoxicated and you know that they are unconscious, say, bro, just take the ride with them or something like that. If y'all out at the bar, walk them to their car. Make sure that you ain't leaving nobody behind. Be a designated driver. Get weapons. Do any of those things. But man, please do not allow your friends or you to expose them to situations in which they can be sexually harassed and raped. And I do apologize if that sounds victim blaming. That is not my intent. Maybe it was a poor word choice, but I realize that we don't live in this perfect world to where rape and sexual assault is not a thing. And a lot of times, even when it's a thing, these people are not even held accountable. They're told, well, she must have been wearing something, so that's why it happened.
See, and that's the end of the clip. I'm pretty sure the clip is longer. That's the only clip that I got. But you see what I'm saying? And you can just tell he gonna go into some women victim shit, talking about rape and shit. But these are things that needs to be discussed. But how he's discussing it, it's like, come on, bro. Really? To a real person, come on, bro. Really? I see what you did there. Really? So, yeah. Alright, man. Let's get into the show's topic tonight, man, because I got shit to do. I just wanted to touch on that. Just more simps doing what simps do. Real talk. Alright, so, hold on, god damn. Let me get my shit right, hold on. So tonight's show, man, I'm talking about millennials. how urban relationships for millennials has turned into a business structure, and how dates are synonymous with job interviews. Now, you gotta understand, man, the cost of living is up. So people are dating out of convenience, man. But the saying still holds that, you're only as loyal as your options. That's why, fellas, when you have certain options of women, it behooves you, and it needs to behoove you to date for quality, not quantity. See, when you get to a certain point in your dating game, and ladies and fellas, just everybody, you're gonna learn that you don't need a whole bunch of niggas. You just need one good one. Somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can build with, somebody that you can mold with. Cause see, for real, this whole player shit, honestly, it's not about having a whole bunch of women. It never really was. People be like, "Oh, what are you talking about, player? No, you player? No." You're thinking of that. You're thinking of the average definition for shit. But the thing is, with this whole player shit, it's not about having women. It's about you. What type of woman do you want? What type of behavior do you accept from women? What type of things do you do to get women? What type of things are women doing to you? How are you carrying yourself? How do you dress? How do you communicate? How are ways that you can change yourself to get the results that you want, and just anything that you want? And when I'm talking like this, I'm really talking to my guys, because the responsibility for real is placed on you. Women are not gonna tell you that they're going off of your cue. Women are going off the cue of men. But see, you need to teach her. She needs to be a smart enough woman to know that she shouldn't have to act like a man. Women will tell you that, "Oh, I'm strong, and oh, look, we're better than you. We can do this and we can do that," but they still can't get over the fact that they're just not meant to do certain shit that men are meant to do. They're still stuck on anything you can do, I can do better. So, fellas, you need to take the cue, and I'm gonna just do a show on what being. I wouldn't just say being a player. I just say a player for the sake of game, but being a real man is. It's really about you being a real man in this dating game, just in this dating game, in the dating arena. And I want to talk about tonight's topic, because I just zoned off into something else. How the relationship with urban, how the relationship, how relationships, urban relationships these days as millennials is a business structure. And they're a business structure because, you have to know that, when you're going on a date, the type of relationship, or just in the dating game, the type of relationship that you're emulating is like going to go get a job. You can get 100 no's, but all you really need is one yes. And if you're applying yourself to the type of women that you want, your yes should be pretty good, because if you're approaching people that you're attracted to, or doing things towards women that you're attracted to, a yes should be a plus to you. But you need to be indifferent and need to understand the game, that if you get rejected, that's okay. And if you get accepted, that's okay also. But when you're talking about a relationship, and that's just talking about dating, I'm talking about dating and being in an actual relationship. You see, being in an actual relationship these days, it's just like a job, So let's talk about from dating, and then we're going to go into relationships, how it works like a job. So when you meet a woman, you're applying, and it's a job, and, you're qualifying each other. Like I said in the last show, it's not that, she's judging you, or she, is saying that she doesn't like you for who you are, because you don't get rejected. You don't get rejected. You're not rejecting who you are. They're rejecting your approach and how you handle things, or they're just rejecting your approach because they don't know you. The whole reason why you're out on a date is to get them to know you. So sometimes she just feels you're not the part for her, even if you are, and even if you're not. Don't take rejection too seriously. But let's think chess and think 5 steps ahead. When both sexes get together and get into a relationship, you have to understand what's going on out here in today's society. Like I said, people only get into a relationship for 3 different things, and no matter how you look at it, it's, you get into a relationship for at least 2 out of these 3, which is an emotional reason, a sexual reason, and a financial reason. And the thing with it is that, you're going to choose 2 out of 3. And the thing about it is, when you choose 2 out of 3, you want to make sure that this person is consistent with all 3. Or 2 out of 3. I said all 3. I meant 2 out of the 3. So you have to know that a lot of times in today's dating society, people are going to really get with you for the financial thing. It's always been the financial thing, though. Yeah, gold diggers. Nowadays you got food diggers. But to have food, you got to have money in a lot of cases. So the cost of living is up, man. People ask questions like, what type of job you got? They're judging you in the process of qualifying you. What type of bracket are you in? What type of money could you possibly be playing with? This is why you always need to have a side hustle. I always kept a side hustle. Always keep a side hustle as a man. But nowadays both sexes are in the workplace. So, relationships and stuff is more like of a business relationship because they're not followed by tradition. We're millennials now. Both of us are in the workplace. Fellas, to a certain degree, your woman gotta have her money right, and to a certain degree, you gotta have your money right. But you gotta have your money right, because if her money's not right, a lot of you niggas are tricks, and y'all gonna have to be helping her out. Like I said, there's a difference between there's a difference between paying for something and being charged. Relationships have changed. And you need to learn how to handle it as a man. She's not always going to be looking to you for the financial things. But a lot of times she is. We're going to get into this game a little bit later. But a lot of people are dating for stability, not for actual love anymore. You got to really realize this. I'm going to just touch on this on tonight's show. It's going to be a quick show. You gotta learn how to handle it as a man. You're applying for a job, you gotta manage your lady. You really do. That's a part of being a man in today's society. That's a part of being a man in today's society. You gotta manage your lady, man. And not just financially. I mean, she can my lady, she can do whatever she want with her money, but at a certain time she gotta be reasonable. Shit like that happens. I ain't touching her money. I don't control her money. I'm cool with my shit. But as a man, you gotta manage your lady emotionally, you gotta manage her spiritually, you gotta make sure she good, levels to this shit. But we're gonna get back into the mix, man. We ain't gonna go too deep in it, man. I wanna have a nice lovely lady on the show when I'm talking real deep about this, because I want you guys to get what I'm talking about, man. Y'all want to play around and act like y'all not getting no game from this show. I done gave y'all a lot of game. Motherfuckers want to act like, And I see, and this one thing I want to say too. This is one thing I want to say. A lot of people are biting off my shit. A lot of people are biting off my shit, man. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I see it. A lot of people are biting off my shit, and they taking a lot of the topics that I'm using and adding it to their shit. And you know what? I ain't gonna hate. I ain't gonna fucking hate, man. Imitation is a form of flattery. I'm flattered. It's because I got this game. I can keep it going, man. It's DJ Young Cuda on the ones and twos, man. Let me play a song how I feel right now, because I got some shit going on in my real life. Not like anything around me is fake. But we're gonna get into some real shit, man. Shout outs to my nigga Zaywop. Shout outs to that boy Tunji. Shout outs to everybody, man. TDE, man. Hey, shout outs to my man Walt 300, man. He came through and looked out, man. That's my nigga for life. So, look, man, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into this menthol, man, because, you know what I'm saying, you gotta feel it on your lips, man. You gotta know that you're living, man. Take a pull of whatever you're doing. All right, man, it's the kid Young Cuda on the ones and twos, man.
Yeah, she's so fuckable, and she got the mint dog. And told you brought the trees and turned my trousers to cement draws. Sleeping on couches, only vouchers is my in-laws. He sold 10 ounces, one verse is like an 8-ball. Look, I seen it crystal clear, I seen the pistol near, seen it cock back and knock caps like a senior year. These niggas think I give a fuck, I can drink a beer, read a magazine, hut, pass interference. I've been riding clean in my bucket for a couple years. I've been pre-stressed, Lawrence Puckett, motherfucker, yeah. Baby, hold my hand while I stumble up these fucking stairs. Know your nigga here, you still sucking, why you fucking scared? And hoes love it when I'm high off life, cause she know I'm getting fed and I can fuck all night. Y'all too busy popping Molly, you could die off hype. My favorite rapper popping Hollies and he rap all dyke, I know.
I had a couple drinks, and I wonder if I could call you tomorrow and borrow your hug. See, I've been stressing for a blessing,
I've been trying to chill out though.
one that would set me up,
I gotta find myself a little bit.
set me apart. I got all my problems, but I know we. And they say money solve them, and I say no, not me. And I don't love no more, but I just let you be. You see all my problems, but you still had me.
You cut your hair as about as short as your temper. The prescription for dementia starts slipping in elixirs, make it hard to remember. As I recall it with your heart in a blender. Drink spike and still chillin', put your life on ice and sing like me. The actions of us lacking the passion, but think righteous from pussy upon the tongue to calling to him a son. Thought the remedy was ballin', I'm falling, darling, I'm done. Finna be a workaholic, an alcoholic, a son. I'm just calling, baby.
I had a couple drinks, and I wonder if I could call you